Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
All right, in this video, I'm going to speak to you about this new viral bit of news that has been going around in UAE. It seems that every company in UAE will soon employ an Emirati citizen. Okay, and it seems that now companies will not have a choice, irrespective how many employees they have. You must employ minimum one. Okay, I'll give you my analysis about this. Whether it's gloom and doom or whether finish end of the world, as some expats like to put it across, or there's nothing to worry about. I'll give my analysis. Feel free to comment down below and tell me, do you agree, disagree with what I have to say. In case you're new to my channel, my name is Loy Machedo. I'm a personal branding strategist. I specialize in helping people get well-paying jobs in the Middle East, especially UAE and Dubai. I've been in Dubai for 40 years, and I've been doing this for nearly 20 years. And people book my services for personal and professional advice. More details in the description. Okay. So now, UAE is making this new rule. Every single company, every single employer, every single business, you employ minimum one Emirati. Okay. So they make this new rule. Before they had 50 people, you have to choose one. So people played around with the loopholes of the system. Instead of 50 people, they employed 49 or they employed 48. So you can't, 48, you're still not achieved 50. So they were like fed up and tired. They said, okay, I want 20. But then there are companies, instead of 20, they'll take. So people always play around with the loopholes. So finally, they got fed up, and now they are thinking of coming out with a proposal. Mandatory one Emirati you have to take. Okay, so how does it impact the people of UAE? First and foremost, if you are an employee, I will tell you there's nothing to worry about. Don't worry about your job. Don't worry about stability. Nothing is going to happen to you. Nobody is going to take your job. Okay. The Emirati person who's going to be there is going to have his separate job. That's all. The only thing you'll have to be worried about is after he comes, he carries a cost. Like one Emirati gets a salary of more than 10 Indians. One Emirati gets a salary of 2 or 3 Western expats. He definitely gets much more. Like starting salary of an Indian can be, say for example, $1,000. Starting salary of an Emirati graduated from college, zero experience, is $10,000. $10,000, around that range. Okay, because Emirati, his country, so he has to get more. And I've seen this in many places. Personally, this is not me assuming. Indian always gets Indian salary because they convert the currency into rupees and they say yes. Emirati, my country, I'm local. Okay, fine. And the government also subsidizes and gives them some benefits. Most of the Emiratis, their dream is not to work for some dumb shit company, local company, normal, some expat has. No. Their dream is to work for multinational company or a government company. Just like every other country, there are citizens who work hard and there are citizens who are average and there are citizens who are lazy. Any country in the world. And if you take the Pareto principle, 80-20, 80% are average, 20% they push for excellence. So, we cannot discount that Emiratis are competitive, Emiratis are educated, Emiratis are smart. In fact, let me tell you, the new breed of Emiratis who are there, they go and study abroad to the best colleges, the best institutions. They are so far advanced that even Western countries cannot match up with their intellect. But they would rather stay in their own country where they get worshipped like God than go elsewhere. Okay. So now what happens is when you employ an Emirati, you're taking in a large cost because one Emirati is equal to, for example, 10 Indians. I'm giving you 10 ordinary workers. Now, correct me if I'm wrong or right. Can an expat boss shout at an Emirati that he'll be in jail the next day? Can he threaten him? Hey, you better work hard or I'll cancel your bloody visa. Huh? Visa? My visa you cancel? I will cancel you and your family. Okay. And if a company makes an Emirati get angry, the Emirati can actually go to the labor and complain about this company and make fictitious claims that he's harassing us, he's racist, he's this, is that. That company will, it'll almost like shut down. The ministry will say we have to conduct an investigation. So expatriates are very afraid of Emiratis. This is a fact. They are very afraid. They don't want to get in the wrong side of the law. And you have to be afraid of the citizens because you are an outsider. No matter how much they say, we are like family, come, come, come. This is no, citizens always have the upper hand. Okay. So now the businessman or the business owner or the boss is afraid of this guy. So they're not going to put any pressure on him. They'll not give him any targets. They'll just say, Habibi, welcome, welcome, namaste, come sit down. They don't want any hassles. Okay. And remember this much, in every country in the world, every business, this is one thing which they do. After the law has been created, they will figure out loopholes in the law. So what is going to happen, just like Oman, Saudi, Kuwait, all these people, what they're going to do is have a vacancy, get a citizen of the country, tell him you don't need to do anything. Namesake, they'll give him the designation. They'll give him a few rules. Come on this time, go this time. We are a friend. Come on. Yeah, whatever. He'll talk on the phone. He'll talk to his friend. He'll talk to his girlfriend. He'll be chatting. They will not bother him as long as they're filling the quota. So, and they'll pay him the salary on time. So he'll just sign and they show, see, we have one local. Okay, Emirati, whatever. But now, how does it affect the owner of the business and the other employees? They took in a new cost. The owner has few solutions. Number one is either start selling more and get more revenue with the same profit margin, or increase the profit margin, or the third one, which is going to be the most common one, let's decrease the cost, okay, so that we can manage this. And how do they decrease the cost? Before, in a department, if there were 10 people, they'll terminate 5 and they'll tell these 5, listen, you have to do the work of all these others. These 5 people will do the work of 10. Why? Because they are afraid to lose their jobs. They might increase their salary by 5% or 10%, but still they'll be saving these other 5, no? Okay, so that is what they're going to do. And this much I will assure you. This Emiratization is not going to solve any problem. Why do I say that? See, number one is you're forcing people to give these guys a job. You're forcing companies to somehow find some, they say bakra, some solution. This is not going to be done on merit. This is not going to be done on earning your stripes. It's not going to be something that will motivate them. And this is exactly what happens in India, where scheduled castes are concerned. This is exactly what is happening in USA, where they are giving people of color special privileges. You are only increasing people's mediocrity by giving them free handovers. I can assure you this much. None of those locals who will be working there, if they're young, they'll not want to continue. They'll be like, this is a bloody waste here. They'll waste their time, they'll waste their life. And if they have a little bit of decency and ambition, they will search for a government job or they'll search for a multinational and they'll want to leave. The only ones who will continue staying there and be happy with whatever they are getting are the ones who are just either too old or they are bums or they are just, like roaming around like headless chicken. All I see is the government, what it's trying to do is just put a band-aid to existing boo-boo that they have and show that, see, Emiratization success. It is just rubbish. This will not solve anything. You cannot force people, just as you cannot legislate or force people to love. You cannot create a law to, uh, respect one another. You can't legislate all this. You can't legislate fire, passion, desire, ambition. You're just forcing people just to have a temporary solution, or you assume it's a permanent solution. It will only create more costs, which will result in, yes, many people losing their jobs. Emiratis will work, but at the end, you'll still realize, you'll scratch your head and wonder why these guys are not happy, why they are not climbing up, and why their country is not growing. Because you will encourage mediocrity through these easy solutions. This is what I feel. This is what I feel. You can tell me if I'm right or wrong. Remember, I'll give the final example. If you have a son or daughter, and right from a young age, you make them work their ass off to earn every penny, they will be hardworking. But if you make it easy by giving them free handovers, they will sit on your head for the rest of your life. They'll never want to work. And this is what the government is doing with the Emiratis. And let me conclude by telling you this. Please, that doesn't mean all the Emiratis are like this. Like I told you, Pareto principle, 80-20. There are these few who really stand out, and they will never need this Emiratization thing because they work purely on merit and they are ambitious. The rest, like every other country, name the country, you'll have a bunch of lazy people who are born mediocre, who live mediocre, and who live on free entitlements. This is what I have to say. You let me know your thoughts, whether you agree, disagree. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Okay? You guys take care. Good, bad, ugly. Comment down below. It's me signing off. Ciao.